Hey everybody, welcome to the podcast previously known as the Nolly and Soul Podcast. Okay. Hi everybody, welcome to the podcast previously known as Nolly and Soul Podcast and is now known as Skelevision. Woo!
Woo!
I am your host Nolly and I'm the only one here.
Woo!
Woo! This is my host Soul and this is our guest today, Faith. Woo!
Woo!
And of course, I forgot to mention, but of course we have our beloved Bone Boy.
Yeah! I'm sorry, I have to do like this all the time because I have my thoughts go faster than
You're
my
already
mouth.
shaking.
When I'm what was I gonna say?
I don't know. Hey, Faith,
welcome
tell
to
us.
our podcast.
Welcome to our podcast. Tell us a bit about yourself.
Hey guys, my name is Faith. I'm
Yeah!
I am 19. I currently live. I'll be moving to Oregon very, very soon. I like
In
all
the tri-state area.
in the tri-state area. I like all things that are enjoyable and fun. I don't like things that aren't fun, and I don't like Brussels sprouts.
Those are some good morals.
Yeah, except for the Brussels sprout thing.
No, that's right.
I also really like cucumbers.
That's also really right.
I like carrots.
I like carrots. So, Faith, do you have any questions, Nolly?
For you, do I have questions for you?
Yeah, I mean,
this is
that's why we brought.
This is a podcast
that's why,
about us.
Yeah,
Oh, okay,
that's why
okay.
we bring
That's
people
why
on
it
our
was
podcast
called the Nolly
so
and
that
Soul
they ask us
Podcast.
questions.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, I think I just accidentally opened my candy right next to the microphone on accident.
It's ASMR. So
Yeah, I do watch ASMR to go to bed sometimes.
yeah, Faith showed
The
me
other day-
an awful.
Oh, it was
video.
so funny.
An awful spit painting ASMR. It was terrible. And
Yeah,
I never want to think about it ever
It's
again.
like this ASMR type beat where they're like, "Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much. Today they spit in their hands and then they go like this and then touch the screen and it's really gross.
Yeah,
Nice.
that's
we
really
haven't
cool.
we haven't had one podcast without a burp thus far.
Oh
Yeah.
really?
No. It's tradition.
It's my fault. I shouldn't have burped.
It is your fault.
Let's back on the ASMR. The other day, we have Faith flown out to our home,
Yes.
Yeah.
That's a true thing.
and the other day she zonked right out, and because I went in to say goodnight to her, and she's just on TikTok, and the door was open, and then I woke up, the door was still open, and she was just asleep in the same thing, and with her phone right next to her. And I asked her, and she said she was watching TikTok, and then she came across an ASMR TikTok and watched it 10 times and doesn't remember anything after that.
Yep, I fell asleep. I feel like I always fall asleep to ASMR. Like if I'm having a rough night and I keep having bad dreams, I go to this one girl. It's oh yeah, I remember. It's Restful Rambles ASMR.
Shout out Restful Rambles.
Shout out you. She's pregnant with her baby boy. I'm so excited. I don't know how I know so much about her life. Oh, yeah, I do know because she posted about it. Anyway, but her videos are so relaxing. And I always watch them when I can't sleep. And it's literally so embarrassing because I get flamed for liking ASMR so much. But,
And I claim you.
it helps me feel better.
Yeah.
It just, relaxes me because I feel like I have so many thoughts and notions going
Thoughts
through.
and notions.
through my
Nokia
brain.
iPhone.
I hate whispers. It reminds me of being poked softly.
Well, then you don't have to watch whisper ones. There's so many
Exactly.
different types of ASMR.
Yelling ASMR. Ah!
There's my favorite. They're called triggers, and the trigger is to give you tingles. The way the words are make me feel so uncomfortable. But basically, there's things that they there's different triggers that are people's favorites. My favorite are light triggers. They will shine a light and move it around kind of, and then when you close your eyes, it looks like you're in the car asleep in the back. You know when you're asleep in the back of the car and like the lights go over your brain, you know?
That's funny because
sure.
That's what the light triggers are like.
I was talking about I was talking about this. I was saying that when you're in a car and there's trees and there's trees and there's trees and the lights do the flicker, okay, makes me sleepy.
And that's what light triggers are.
Exactly.
And so.
And I said what I said.
Hey, we hear you're a bit of a comedian. Will you tell us your joke?
Me?
Yeah, Faith's a comedian, a stand-up
Yeah.
comedian.
Yeah.
You may know her from that.
Yeah. I actually prefer sit-down comedian. I feel like when I do stand-up, I have to think of jokes on the spot, and it scares me. Anyway, what does a DJ name his son?
I don't know. What does he name his son?
Eric.
That was great.
Thanks, guys.
And that's why we had her on our podcast. So
Yeah.
thank you. We'll see you next time.
I feel like I could talk to you guys about literally anything, but then the second you put me in front of the camera
Yeah.
and give me a microphone,
Mine goes blank.
I feel like embarrassed to talk.
When
And usually I'm never embarrassed to talk, but
This-
like
This happens to me.
I just talked over
It's
you.
true. It's mostly just me talking, and Soul's also.
Whoa. That's
And
messed up.
Soul is also talking.
Yes.
It's a crazy dynamic.
That's
No,
literally what the podcast.
It's not us talking to each other. It's us just talking.
Yeah.
Also, guys, when I'm like shaking, when I'm the way it looks on the podcast, I'm going like this. But it's because I'm like shaking my leg, and for some reason the couch just makes it look like I'm doing that.
Are you
so-
nervous?
No, that's what I do all the time.
Actually, it's
forever.
so true. I've been playing with this cord this entire time. I feel like a piece of me has to be moving at all times or I'll die.
Yeah, I mean, Nolly just told me to stop putting my foot all over this DJ turntable. No! Why is everyone burping in my face?
Dude, Gracie. For those of you who don't know, I have a little sister named Grace.
She's gonna be on the podcast.
Yeah, she will be one day, but I was here first, so right in your face, Grace.
Yeah.
Please give me back my Hakuna Matata shirt if you see this. Anyway, I literally just had a brain fart. What was I gonna say about Grace?
Gracie burps.
Oh yeah, Gracie can burp the ABCs.
Really?
Yeah,
Why?
I don't know.
I
have a little story about that. One time, my dad's friend and our family.
Am I supposed to wait? Sorry, just to interrupt. Am I supposed to look there or look at you guys?
You can
We
look wherever you want.
Okay.
One time, we were in the elevator with my dad's friend, and he was asking Soul, because Soul's a little boy and he's a big man. He was like,
I'm a little boy and I'm a big man.
No,
What's
and-
happening?
And
What is
this,
happening on the
No,
podcast?
and this guy is a big man.
Oh.
And he was like, hey, do you know how to burp on command? And you're like, ew, no, obviously not. Because that's how Soul sounds.
Yeah.
And then I was sitting there and I was like, that's sexist that he didn't even consider asking me. I'm going to learn to burp the ABCs, because that's what he was saying. He was like, so do you know how to burp the ABC?
ACDs.
ACDC. And so I learned how to burp the alphabet, but first I had to learn how to do the alphabet.
Wait, you didn't know?
No, I did.
So
It was a little joke.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
I was
okay,
like,
yeah.
you didn't know the alphabet? How old were you?
I was probably 8.
Oh,
But I didn't know the alphabet.
Oh, okay.
Except when I was little, I used to cry reading books. Because I didn't know how to read.
Oh.
And
It's tricky to navigate through life without knowing how to read, for sure.
so,
Did
you know,
Oh.
if you're smelling any sort of feetsy smells, it's definitely me. Just thought I cleared that out of the way.
Thank you.
Yeah.
If
Do
you
you-
smell feet, it could also be me.
Okay, it actually could be all of
My
us.
feet don't stink.
Nolly doesn't have feet.
Nolly's feet smell so bad. I'm gonna throw up.
Yeah, it's all Nolly.
Oh, that's
She's
another.
such a
That's a
weirdo.
fun fact. I've gotten so much better at it, but before, like, if anybody would like gag or like talk about throw up, my stomach would start hurting and I would feel sick.
Yeah.
It was like actually so problematic though, because like I don't know why, but this group of friends I used to hang out with, like barf was a huge topic.
Why?
I don't even know.
That's
like I think
horrible.
that throwing up is disgusting. Like it's
It
literally
is.
like it's a huge
I
fear
hate
of mine,
it.
right?
Me too.
to the point where it would literally make me sick. Anyway. And so I told them about it. Like, I was like, hey, like, can we, like, tone back, like, the puke jokes? And then it just became, like, a funny thing. Like, they would all gag, and then I would literally go to the bathroom and throw up. So that was, like, literally so recently, too. Like, that was, like, we won't say who it is, but it was he would do it all the time and thought it was so funny, and I was like, it's hilarious.
Dude, he sounds so cool.
Yeah.
He literally, he sucks so bad. We don't have to talk about him.
No, he actually sounds so awesome the way.
The way he just does
the
like, worst things ever.
Yeah, it's
yeah,
so
the way
cool
the way that he just like doesn't respect boundaries in the slightest is
cool.
so funny.
The way that he's the worst is like I don't like
you know. Anyway, so in order to fix this problem I had, I was like, I don't know why, but the only idea I had, I was like, I'll just watch videos of people barfing to make myself like
exposure therapy.
Yeah, it was like exposure therapy. I was like, I literally had to watch the videos in my bathroom because I would throw up, and so I threw up for like an hour one time just from literally just me sitting in my bathroom with a thing, looking up puke videos, and then sitting there and watching people throw up, and then I would throw up. And then, like, eventually, I kind of started getting... It took me, like, a week of just, like, at night going in there. My mom probably thought I was, like...
Yeah.
She probably was a little worried. But, it wasn't, like, a week straight, but it was, like... Oh,
yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? And then now I can, like, do it good. Like, I still... Sometimes if it's, like, excessive amounts of jokes and, like, excessive gagging, I can't.
Yeah.
But, like, it's not to how it was before.
That's crazy.
So that's a fun story for everybody here.
That's exposure therapy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is wild.
Faith just exposure therapy.
Yeah, Faith just got
I feel
exposed.
like that's like the only thing that I would really, really work to, though. Like, you know, I don't know. I feel like, I don't know, I don't feel like exposure therapy to, like, rock music. I don't even know.
Exposure therapy to rock music?
I don't know. What if someone is, like, confused?
Confused?
Oh, I know what we could talk about. So, this is a question for you from your
What's my
guest.
question?
What are your thoughts on emo music?
Oh, guys, you know what? Dang, emo music is kind of good. That's what I discovered when we were playing emo dress up. We were on dressupgirlgame.org.
Well, actually, we start by going on games for girls, then clicking the dress up category, and then finding one good one.
And we
spent a long time on emo girls.
Yeah, and we played emo music.
Emo music is not screamo music.
Yeah,
Screamo
I feel
music.
like screamo music is a better word.
And it was kind of awesome
because
and good.
emo includes emo is Panic at the Disco, you know, and they don't scream.
Disco
yeah,
at
they're
the
like
Panic,
they're always
at
just
the
like
Panic Disco.
That's what they sound like.
Oh, well imagine.
Well imagine.
Well, I'm pacing the pews in the church corridor, and I can't help but to hear. No, I can't help but
to hear and exchange words.
What a beautiful wedding.
Spent all of 7th grade listening to Panic at the Disco.
It's true.
Welcome to Me and Soul's podcast, where we talk about
knowledge.
We
talk at the Disco.
to emos.
Hey, I'm your resident emo.
This is resident emo.
I literally just had a brain fart. I couldn't think of my words.
My brain is farting like quietly right now.
Here we have resident indie skater girl.
Resident indie skater girl.
Do I know how to skate? No. Is that a huge part of the aesthetic that I try to put off to the world? Yes. It's kind of bad. I try so it's not like I try to look like a skater. I just like enjoy the skate culture and like the way that they dress, you know? And so I'm not like a poser because I've tried to learn.
Yeah.
But like
you can ride like down the street.
Yeah, I can like ride a skateboard, but the second you're like, oh, like do a flip, like do a lipa, I literally am like, no. Like I can't. I'm like, you want to know what's crazy? I literally like broke my ankles. I actually can't.
No.
I last year I was in a huge skating competition. I went up that huge ramp and I just like ate it.
Yeah,
and
I
broke
ate
both my legs.
Yeah, like I literally ate cake. Like
I literally ate cake so hard on that.
Yeah.
Facts.
No, but
I actually have fallen so many times on
too.
skateboards. Like not to the point where I like broke my knee.
Yeah.
Like someone I know. Right?
Yeah, that was
me.
Sol.
That was me.
Oh yeah, I just couldn't remember.
But not because he's a crazy skater.
It was. I had some weird. apparently this is a fun little thing that you get. A fun little teenager thing is that your
Teenage
leg,
boy.
You grow or no?
No,
Oh,
That's
it's
not
just
true.
everyone.
it's everyone. I think.
Okay. I think it's more common in teenage.
I don't even know what
Maybe
you're
it's because
talking
they only
about.
let boys play football, huh? What's to do with that?
Maybe
Huh?
it's only because
Maybe it's 'cause
only boys are
Only
active.
boys
Yeah,
can
that's
burp the
why.
alphabet.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's the
only
reason
boys
why.
can burp.
No, but people get like their legs stop working for some reason, and then something comes out of your like the bone. It's super gross and
No,
weird, and I hate
okay.
it.
The bone in their like legs and knees weakens, so anything slightest could like just break the bones.
Yeah.
Oh, I think that happens for women too.
Yeah.
Or I guess girls, because they're not women yet. But
Yeah.
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 You're a woman.
No, but dude, it sucks because it was the easiest trick. The first trick. Ow.
Oh no! Did you break your ear?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was the first trick that I ever learned, and by that point I could ollie. I know. I can ollie.
I could ollie on
No.
grass and carpet, and when I'm holding onto something.
Yeah.
That
Pretty
matters
much.
to me. That matters to me.
Yeah. Well, at least you
Anyway.
can ollie and not break your leg.
Well, yeah, that's true. Because I ollied and I didn't break my leg. I was doing crazy things. And then there's this trick where you stand on the wheels and then you can just flip it. Like, not flip it. You
Oh,
just,
I know what you're talking about.
You know it's easy.
Yeah, I can do that.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
I think I've seen it. I've seen other people do it, and I think that I would be able to do
yeah.
it. You know.
It's like the easiest trick in the book. And then it didn't work out. And then I fell on the other side of the board. And then my Oschenschlatter's disease came out.
Ooh.
And then it sucked. And I don't want to talk about the rest of it because
He
it was
was in a
scary.
wheelchair for a while.
It was true that I
Wait,
was in a
where
wheelchair.
were you at? Like at a skate
Here.
park, or
No,
you were
he was
here?
just right
No, I was just across the street.
Oh, what did you do?
He went like this.
No, like I know that he broke it, but like
He literally just went like that.
What?
you crawled home.
Yeah, I crawled home.
Oh, really? That was my question. I was-
Demonstrate how you broke your leg.
What do you mean?
No. I can see it in my brain. I just
Yeah.
am wondering like how you got home,
Oh,
or did you just like?
Oh, he called his
I just
mommy.
called my mom, and then she didn't answer, and then I called my dad,
Oh shoot, that's
Yeah,
like,
it sucked.
I'm like actually
When my-
afraid of
yeah.
that happening to me.
and then they picked up, and then we went to the ER, and it was balls. But the other thing that happened was,
As soon as he got out of the wheelchair, he broke his arm.
yeah, because I tripped
Ooh.
over. Dude, I can only injure myself in the worst ways possible. You know what I tripped over? I tripped over a chain link fence, and I broke my arm.
How do you? No, not a chain link fence. He tripped over like there are these. We
I
were
was like a chain link fence.
Wait,
was
what's
like
a-
huge.
what's
I was
a-
like,
okay, so it's
Oh,
like,
that's what a
it's
chain
like
link
this
fence
height.
is.
Yeah, it was like this height, and there was like this chain, just like this.
Yeah.
oh, I know what
One
you're talking
singular
about.
chain.
And
Okay,
then the
I didn't-
impact of just
I didn't
falling
walk
on
into the
his
chain.
arm broke it.
Soul just thought that it would move for him.
Yeah.
Like obviously I would move if I was that chain link.
Exactly.
The chain, you know.
Yeah.
And I think the fact that he didn't, that's on the chain.
Yeah,
That's
not
what
on
I'm
you.
saying,
Clear your
guys.
conscience.
Thank you.
That's
Thank
fun.
you.
Since then, the chain did move. We
Yeah.
went back this year, and there was just an open spot with no chain.
Yeah.
Oh, probably because somebody broke their arm there. If
Exactly.
someone broke their arm on my property, whatever they broke their arm on, I would change.
I would just delete it.
Yeah,
I would
just,
add more of them.
Nale is gonna create like a castle of chaos, but instead of chaos, it's just broken bones.
Yeah, I'm edgy like that. Is from being
Yeah.
emo.
It's Panic at the Disco. It really gets you.
Panic at the
Really
Disco.
doing
It influences you a lot.
Yeah.
I remember I actually saw this really funny thing. You guys, sorry, this is totally not related to anything that we're talking about at all. You guys know Shawn Mendes?
Yes.
You know how his name is spelled Shawn?
Yes.
I am convinced that if he was the Sean that was spelled Sean, you know how some Seans are spelled like that?
And then some
If
are
that was-
SAUN.
If his name was spelled Sean, he would not be popular.
Yeah.
I
that's
agree.
real.
That's
That's real.
I saw that online and I was like, that is the most real thing ever.
He'd make completely different music.
Exactly.
It would be like, oh, well, imagine.
Exactly.
Nice.
He would just be that dude.
But instead, we get like wonderful hits like Wonder and
Yeah.
other ones that he sings.
Yeah. You know.
I have a poster of him on my wall, not
Yeah.
because I'm like a huge fan of him, but because I bought his like record. It was on sale, and you know he's hot, so it's fine.
Yeah.
I also have
Get all the
Lizzo on
records
my
you want.
wall.
That's true.
So that is
I
true.
can vouch for that. I saw it.
I can also vouch that there's naked Harry Styles there.
Yeah.
He's not. You can't see his dong, which is unfortunate. I keep thinking like the crack in your phone is like a piece of my hair. And I keep like fixing it. I'm like constantly over here, and then I like look at it, and I'm like, oh, that's not my hair at all. That's the screen.
Don't worry. If anyone's looking at anyone's weird hair, it's mine.
Yeah,
It looks like a bob. It
it's
kind of looks
gross.
like a bob.
It's gross.
See what I did there? I just puked a little, but I didn't actually throw up.
Nice.
I like your hair.
Exposure therapy.
I like your hair. I think it's cute. If I could pull off like short hair, I would cut my hair short. Actually, I can't. Like, I want your hair, but on me. You know? Does that make sense?
Like,
cause my hair is just like it sticks straight, like forever. Like I curl it, and then it will like literally go straight like 10 minutes after.
All of the women in their family. I went to a dance with her sister because we're the same age, and she tried to curl.
My other sister, not Grace.
Not Grace, a different
Soraya.
sister, Soraya. Soraya's gonna be on the podcast.
Yeah.
I was still before her.
Yep.
I'm the best.
But we went to a dance, and before we all got ready, and she curled her hair like into little curls, and as soon as we got to the dance, her hair was straight again.
It happens. It's happened every single time. So I like, for dances when I was in high school. I'm not anymore. Meow.
Stop.
Meow meow meow. Anyway, I would like curl my hair like at the beginning of getting ready. Then I would do like my makeup, which was literally just mascara and like blush. And then I would help all my friends get ready with their stuff. And then I would change into my dress. And then before we left again, like before my date came before my date came to pick me up, we would curl it again. And then we would kind of just like chill, hang out. Everyone would tell me how beautiful I am.
Yeah.
And then my date would come, and he'd like knock on the door, and then I would go and curl my hair again.
Yeah.
And then like, cause you always need to make him wait for a minute, you know. So while he was waiting, I recurled my hair for the third time, and then it usually would stay throughout all of pictures, and then a little bit of dinner, and then by the time we got to the dance, it was almost always straight. Not like stick straight. It was like like it would be curled, you know, and then it would be like tight curls, and then it would just like eventually just the bottom part of my hair was curled. And it's like, I don't know, it's always so like, it pisses me off because I feel like if my hair would curl, I would curl my hair more, because I feel like I like the way I look with my curled hair. I think it makes me look cute. But it's just, like, so much work for it to last 10 minutes. So I just never do it. Like, I never style my hair ever because it just doesn't stay. Yeah. And it's kind of sad because I see a lot of, like, I don't know. I feel like curly hair is trending, and I want to curl my hair, but it's just, oh, my work.
Yeah. It's my hair.
My hair decided to curl right when it started to trend.
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
It was like, I'll be
but
straight as
now,
a child.
now my hair looks like a perm, and I don't want to be like one of those perm kids, okay? Don't get me wrong, like, you perm, whatever, but
like,
I don't,
your hair,
but I don't want to be the dude that has, like, the big, like, visor glasses, like, no offense.
Oh, I know what you're talking
hair.
about.
Is that visor glasses?
I don't know.
Is that a
like,
thing?
are they pit vipers? Is that what you're talking about?
The things that are, like, just snowboard.
Yeah, pit vipers.
Yeah. Boo! Sorry if you wear this. I'm sorry.
But no, this is if you couldn't tell before, me and Faith are cousins. I don't know if it's obvious.
Soul's not
by
my
the things we
cousin.
say. Yeah,
I
Soul.
don't know who she is.
Soul's not our cousin.
Soul is just confused.
Yeah, I'm only cousins with.
Sorry, I touched your toes. On the subject.
So about skateboarding.
Oh, okay.
Because we're all talking about skateboarding right now.
Okay, got it.
What do you guys have to say about it?
If anybody out there is really patient and is a really good teacher, hit my line. I would love to learn how to skateboard so that I can like, match my aesthetic a little bit better.
Do it.
I've given up on skateboarding. I'm now going to try and learn how to roller skate.
I love roller skating. I'm so good. I literally can like jump and twirl.
Whoa, okay, that's crazy. I can go forward one time in a straight line, but well, actually, I was really good at roller blading. I was much better because that's the one where it's just a straight line.
Oh,
instead of two of those.
Oh yeah, those ones are harder, but they're definitely like, I don't know. They each have their perks. Like with roller blades, like the flat one, you can go a lot faster.
Yeah.
with roller skates, you can do like more tricks. Like, you know, like the people who are like bending down and like grabbing their foot.
Yeah.
I did that one time actually.
Did you survive?
No, I fell. But it was worth it.
Also, the brakes are on the front of my.
I just never stop.
Oh,
Sorry.
I need to always plan how to find something to grab onto to stop.
Nah, I just fall. Like if I did. My friends were really into
Roller rink place.
for some reason. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong, it is fun for like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I can't.
And then also
Yeah.
if you go multiple times, like
Like,
often,
yeah.
that's like a lot of
That's
money
too
to
much.
spend.
You just like it just starts getting like less appealing, and
Yeah.
I was at the point where I was like, yo, this is actually so boring. I want to stop spending my Friday nights here. And so I just decided that I would just like ruin it for everybody else. Not like in like not like with an evil vendetta.
Yeah.
I just thought it was so funny, like making people fall.
Yeah.
And then like
Wait,
falling,
what?
like I would fall with them, but like my one friend was
like you'd grab onto them or something, or
well,
just, like,
I would like
And
no,
then
no. I wouldn't just like push them. I would we would be like skating together, like holding hands, and then I would just start tripping, like I would just start like running in place, like literally, like I was tweaking, okay, and then I would fall, and then I wouldn't let go of their hands because I was one, afraid to fall, and two,
Yeah.
wanted them to fall with me.
if you go down, then you go down together.
And I brought down, like, one time there was, like, 5 of us. I don't even know who these people were. It was, like, me, my friend, we used to be really into rollerblading. And then there was, like, 2 other girls who I didn't know who just, like, decided to come hold hands with us.
Yeah.
And I was like, perfect. I was like, this is beautiful. I was like, yes.
You're like
So I trip, I tumble,
tumble.
Bring- down, brings the other girl down. That other girl brings the other girl down. The other girl brings the other girl down.
You're just
We shut down the whole thing.
dominoes.
Because then other people crashed into us. And we never went back.
That is you just
Hey,
I don't
you're a
know if it was.
mastermind.
I don't know if it was directly because of that reason. It just was. She decided she wasn't into roller skating anymore.
yeah.
But I would suggest it. It's really fun.
I used to, back in 8th grade, right before COVID, I was in a musical, or we were all practicing to be a musical. I was basically just in the background, but still got all the perks of being in the musical. And at the end, you know, they have, like, all the theater kids, they get together, like, oh, this is our last day, we finished practicing, and then we're gonna go to do the show. And
Is that the one that I went to?
Yeah, you came. And, so it was me, your sister again, and just the rest of us, and we were just skating around, and this one kid, he got, like, a bunch of Mayo packs, and just started throwing it all over the skating rink.
Booby traps.
And everyone was falling and sliding, and then one girl fell and broke her hip, I think. Like, they had to call the ambulance. And
I mean-
and and we were all so mad at him for doing it in the first place that it wasn't because of his Mayo packs, but we made him believe that it was. Because we were like, that's a stupid thing to do, and this is what could happen. This is what could happen if you did that.
Who was it? Who threw the mayo?
I don't remember his
We
name.
name drop on this podcast.
I don't
We
know
name
that.
drop and
Actually,
then
I don't
cut
know.
it
This
out.
this isn't my podcast, but I like to name drop. I think it's funny.
I don't know his name.
I don't remember what it was.
He seems like someone who deserves that.
I was so mad at him.
Yeah.
I was generally just mad at most of the boys in junior high.
Yeah, junior high. Reggie. That's all I can say. Wow, that was good.
Thank you.
Bones.
Bone boy.
Bum boy. We just fist bump Bum boy.
Oh, I forgot. I thought of another really good topic that
Okay,
is
go.
super interesting
Go
to
ahead.
talk about. This guy I used to talk to, his name is. Shout out you.
No shout outs.
No shout outs.
Oh,
yes.
facts. You suck. If you
Balls.
see this, we might just have to bleep out his name.
Okay.
Anyway,
yeah, we're gonna cut out his name.
he was like weirdly into feet.
Oh, that makes
Like,
sense.
yeah,
This adds up.
It makes sense, right? You guys don't know him at all, or
But,
well, I
but
guess-
just know he sucks and is probably
Yeah.
the worst person I've ever heard about in real life.
yeah, I didn't.
That's Bum boy kicking.
Homeboy wants to be more in the podcast.
No, the revenge of Bone Boy.
Anyway, so he was like weirdly into like feet. Like instead of like trying to like hold my hand and like cuddle,
He was trying to hold your feet and cuddle?
He would try and like literally we would be watching a movie and he wouldn't even like, the only thing he was focused on was trying to touch my feet.
Ew.
And I was like, dog. Like, one thing about me, this is just like, I don't like feet.
I don't either.
Like,
It's nasty.
like I just like
keep your dogs in the
Keep-
cage.
keep the
like
dogs
they're
in the
just so
kennel.
like they're so unsatisfying and they just look so weird and I just don't like them at all.
Yeah.
Like
they're stinky.
Like, I
Stinky.
used,
Mine are stinky.
not just
Sorry.
not just everyone
Cut that
else's
out.
feet. Not everyone else's feet. Like, it was also my feet too. Like, I would wear socks
Yeah.
all the time. Like,
Yeah.
in the shower.
Okay. No.
Wait,
no.
Okay.
It was only a couple times, and it was when I was having a really bad day. It would like depend on the day. Like some, like I use, like anyway, he was so into feet, and this one time, I fell asleep. It was me and my friend, and then him. Me and he fell asleep. I woke up, and he, like, I don't know how to explain this. Okay, I was you're.
Okay.
She's asleep, okay? I'm like this. He comes behind me, and I'm like the little spoon now, and which was fine because like we were like talking or
Yeah.
we were like we weren't dating anyway. And
Yeah.
then like I fall asleep. We're all just mad chilling. I like wake up, and he's like rubbing his feet on mine,
Ew.
and like I was like, oh. And I was
No.
like, you know when you just barely wake up and you're just like still like out of it. Like I thought I was I thought it was a dream. Like I was
Yeah.
like, there's no way.
Yeah.
He just is like rubbing his feet up on mine, and then he was like breathing like heavy too. And I was like, what the hell is going on here?
And,
That is-
and
And then I was like, I like sat up, you know, because I was like, oh,
Yeah.
I need to get out of this shit situation.
Yeah.
And I like woke up and I was like, I need to go home. Like I literally left. It was so uncomfortable.
That is horrid.
Like no, like
That is
rubbing
horrid.
his
Yeah,
feet
that's
up,
That is
nasty.
horrid.
like
That's-
rubbing them up, and I was like,
That's nasty.
and it was like it was just our feet. Like his arm was like around my like stomach or something,
No.
and like his head was like by mine because like we were like I was the little spoon and he was the big spoon, you
Yeah.
know, and then our just rubbing up, and I
That
was
is
like,
horrid.
I was like, I gotta get out of here.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's horrid.
He's
and
like, let's go on a
disgusting.
walk and hold feet.
Let's do handstands and touch toes.
That would be crazy going down the street, like, just hopping on one foot, like, both feet, like, connected. Sorry, I didn't need to paint that image, but I did.
That's nasty.
So, anyways,
One thing that's always a hot topic on our show is Hot Topic.
the store.
Yep, the store. How do you feel about it currently?
I don't even know.
How do
I
you-
haven't been in the mall in so long.
Yeah.
I think that. Oh wait, I have a couple shirts from Hot Topic. I don't have a specific like hatred towards it. I think that this one time I saw furries go in there, like they had masks and everything. And then
Hot Topic's a place for furries.
yeah, I was like, okay, well now I kind of want to go in and just like
Stalk the
hunt
furry.
them. Or stalk, that works too. But I was just like,
you know that furries aren't actually animals, right?
yeah, I can still hunt people. Like I'm gonna
Oh.
hunt them down and then kill them.
Yo, my name's Chaz. Sorry. Continue.
Anyway, I've gotten a couple shirts from there. I get the little poppet heads. What are those called? The things with the giant faces and the tiny bodies.
Pops.
Pop figures.
Funko Pops.
Funko Pops. Yeah, I've gotten a couple Funko Pops from there. Grandma loves Hot Topic.
I know.
Yeah, she does.
One thing to know about our grandma, she's a special lady, okay? Special in our hearts. She loves to play Fortnite, and when we were all super into Pretty Little Liars, she watched Pretty Little Liars with us. And then when we were all super into Riverdale, she watched Riverdale with us.
I thought it went Riverdale.
wait.
And then
Oh, Riverdale and then Pretty Little Liars. I don't really know. And now, and then when we were all into Fortnite, she played Fortnite, and she still does now. Now she's like actually goated at Fortnite.
Do you...
and since a lot of us would shop at Hot Topic for a little while, I still sometimes do, mostly to get accessories or hair dye.
Facts.
She just loves going to Hot Topic. She'll just go there on her own now, I think.
Yeah.
Basically, our grandma is like a teenager.
Like a
She's just like she's like a cool. She's just like one of us.
Yeah. Yeah.
On the topic of not Hot Topic, of Riverdale, do you remember when this is when I first saw the show, and I think Nolly too. We were at Grandma's house, and you were there. It was a sleepover, and that's when we first saw Riverdale, right? We were just watching Riverdale with Grandma.
Yeah. I think that is how it started.
Don't you? Right?
I feel like, was it one of the ones where we weren't able to sleep over and we went home later?
No, that was a sleepover. This was
A
like
sleepover?
I think it
I
was
think
just
I
you.
tried. I think I tried really hard to close any memory of Riverdale off from my brain.
Yeah.
Because I do not remember that.
Yeah.
But
it also
totally
could have been
believe
Pretty
it.
Little Liars. I think it was both.
I feel like we. Oh.
I remember watching
maybe
the first episode of Pretty Little Liars.
Pretty Little Liars
But
with Grandma for some
But I
reason.
also remember watching the whole like sequence with like Archie and his teacher at Grandma's house.
I remember that too. I don't remember I remember an episode of Pretty Little Liars. It was the one I don't know if it's the first episode, but it's with like Spencer and
Yeah.
Spencer's sister's husband,
Yeah, I think that was the first episode.
and they were like rubbing up on each
Yeah,
other or
yeah.
I
whatever.
just remember the
First
first
episode.
scene where they're like in like a house
Got
and
a
they're like,
secret.
oh my gosh.
I remember watching. Do you remember the scene in Riverdale?
It's funny because that's how we started our last
That
episode.
That's so funny. I don't know why, but I always remember theme songs from shows I've seen like maybe once.
Yeah.
Like
I
your
remember
superpower.
watching the episode. You know where Betty becomes Dark Betty, and she like drowns the guy in the hot tub.
what?
Yeah.
I literally have closed
Dude.
my mind off to
I remember
all
watching
things
that with Grandma.
Riverdale.
Riverdale's wild. It's like Nolly and I have been
What
watching
what
it.
season is it in?
Season one.
One. No, two.
One.
Oh, maybe one.
Who's the guy that she drowns?
Some jock who like wrote down all the people he slept with, and it included her sister.
Oh shoot, I remember that. And she like got that weird outfit on.
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, she became Dark Betty.
I remember that. And then she put that weird like bang
Yeah.
thing
I
on.
know, that thing was so
She
ugly.
wears that thing like it's like a reoccurring thing.
Why?
I don't
Okay,
know
the
why.
real question is
She's
okay.
like, I'm Dark Betty, now I have bangs.
like okay, I've cut bangs. Actually, that was true. I cut bangs, and then I was pretty evil for a minute
Oh
there.
my gosh.
Emo.
Ooh.
Bangs make you emo.
Oh, facts.
Bangs
I've never
make
felt
you
so sad
emo.
before. Like I cut bangs, I looked in the mirror, and it literally made me want to cry. Never cut bangs.
Okay, I cut bangs probably every week.
Unless
They
you
grow
can.
fast.
Actually, let me say this: if you have stick, straight, thin hair that won't curl and doesn't listen to you, don't cut bangs. I had a cowlick
Monica?
right here. No matter what I did, it would not go away. So
And then
whenever I
that
took
just picture-
selfies, it would always be from this angle, because this side I could get to work. This side I never got to work. So all of the pictures in my camera roll are me like it's. Yeah, you guys know what you dig.
That's the sound of the picture being taken.
I think I remember watching that scene at Grandma's house
Yeah.
too. I remember feeling uncomfortable though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also, why does he? Okay, we already know that.
And then
talked
isn't
about
she
this.
like in like a tub and she like is putting his head in there?
Yes.
Okay.
It's
I-
a hot tub.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know
and
what-
then there's like the scene where like Jughead and Betty like
Yeah.
Yeah.
and then what Archie and Veronica are like,
well, they made up.
my gosh, they're literally having sex. Let's record.
yeah. Yeah.
ew, that was so
That was weird.
that show is crazy.
It is actually
If you watch it,
Like-
not as a teen
like
drama,
Twilight.
but as a camp film, like, you know what camp means? My mom didn't,
I don't
and she was
either.
really confused.
I
when we
still
had a
don't really get it.
conversation.
I feel like I know.
Camp is like outside the box.
Oh yes. I know. Yes.
It's if you think of it as just this. Okay, I was gonna use another big word.
If you think of it as this osteoporosis show,
I was gonna say avant-garde.
No.
Now, if you think
no,
of it
no.
as like this
yeah, I'm gonna try opening
this crazy show, then it's actually really good.
Oh.
Or if you just like bad movie shows. then
It's
good.
just a good bad show, I think.
Mhm.
I
It's like
think that-
Twilight.
Oh, hold on.
You just
I
gotta
think
watch
that
it
if
with
you
someone
like
else.
open your mind to the like, don't think of it as like, oh, this is a good show. But if you
Yeah.
think of it as a bad show,
Bad
it's like
show.
Yeah.
more. It's like more of like a like she will be drowning somebody, and it'll just be like a
Exactly.
like she's literally
It-
so weird.
if you see them murder people and you think, that's so weird, instead of, wow, this is crazy, I'm gonna have to cry about this later.
Yeah. Also, everyone was like, the first season, the first 2 seasons were good, and the third ones suck.
It's not true.
It's
I
not
think
true because they all
bad.
sucked.
I think the way to say it is the first 2 seasons were bearable,
yeah, that's
and then
real.
the third and everything after that has
Went
just
off the hook.
Been
off
off the
rails.
rock.
Yeah.
'Cause they have magic now.
Yeah,
what?
they have-
They have magic?
not
Yes.
yet. Not yet. I haven't
Oh, we
reached
haven't
that
gotten
yet.
to that part.
Oh wait,
but
I told you guys.
Yeah.
I saw that on TikTok. Like I'm like, really? On the topic of shows,
yes.
something that I will always say, no matter when, where, who, how, all of those questions. If someone
Why?
says I need to pee, I will always say go piss girl. From
It's-
Gossip Girl,
Yeah.
you know that
Yeah.
meme that was ever. I will always
Yeah.
say it.
I never actually saw the meme. I just heard that
Really?
in your house a
From
lot.
you guys.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
say it all the time. I have to find it. It's like the funniest thing ever. Cause it's like, so Gossip Girl is another show that's just kind of like,
Bad? Yeah. Truckers. It's about truckers.
hold on,
You
sorry.
know?
It's like, it's just kind of like, it's like good, but then it's also like not. Like it's just like, it's like Riverdale and
Yeah.
Or Extreme
Actually,
Queens.
I think it's less like Riverdale and more like,
Pretty
Pretty Little Liars.
Yeah.
hold on, let me look
Because
this up.
Riverdale is like,
Riverdale is in its own element. Like,
yeah.
Yeah. It's
It's
just
like high production. Like, who's paying for this?
yeah. Who is actually paying for this?
so this is the meme. So that's So that's the Gossip Girl handwriting.
Yeah.
And it used to say Gossip Girl, but it's I have to pee. Go piss girl. Here, let me show the camera. Anyway. And I remember when I first saw that meme, I cried because it was so funny. Like, I was in my room at the ripe age of 12. Maybe like 13.
12.
It's
This
been
is an
a-
old meme.
This has been around for a long,
I thought this
long
was
time.
recent.
Yeah,
No,
that
no,
just-
no. Barely heard you guys saying.
No, this has been around forever, but I didn't realize the relevance of how funny it was until I turned like 16. Let me
I didn't
see.
realize it was around this long.
But like, look. Oh, maybe hold on, maybe it wasn't when I was 12. Maybe I just remember it as I was 12 because I just like, because this one says it was in 2020, but I feel like it was earlier than that.
Well, that was probably a repost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't remember. I feel like it has to have been around for so long.
It
because-
has a meme format that is old.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like it's old, but I also don't know. So maybe don't trust my timeline because I feel like sometimes I just.
My timeline is so messed up.
Oh,
I don't know when
facts.
anything
I'm
was.
literally confused.
Everything's
all the time.
so out of order for me.
Yeah.
Especially, well, my dad's timeline is so crazy because he'll be like, yeah, I've been doing this for like 25 years. Like, no, you haven't. It's been 5 years.
You're like,
Or he'll be like, yeah, it was just last year. No, that was 25 years ago. So,
yeah, that's how I feel like my timeline is. Like, I feel like
Yeah.
everything that's ever happened to me has happened to me in the last 6 years.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm talking about?
yeah.
Like,
Whenever I have
I feel like COVID low-key screwed it up for everybody.
Yeah.
Like, I
Yeah.
feel like before COVID, I had, like, well, that's also... I don't know.
Dude, I was looking up the timeline. I was looking up a 2020 timeline because I don't remember what order things happened in. I know
feel-
that when COVID started, I know that's it.
So,
And then I remember everything. out
COVID
of
started,
order.
I think, in the middle of my sophomore year. Or towards the end.
Yeah, because I was in
It
eighth
started
grade
in
the
March.
year
It was in the March, so I think it was I know for a fact it was my sophomore year.
Yeah.
I think it was
March
I think it was
13th.
towards
It was in the middle.
It was in the middle.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
see, look at me. Yes. So in the middle of my sophomore year, and then it was from the middle of my sophomore year to for the end, it was really bad. The start of my junior year, it was really bad.
Yeah.
And then in the middle of my junior year, we were able to go back to school.
Yeah.
I think.
And everyone got COVID.
I think that's how it was.
Yeah, I think so.
Or it was at the start of junior year you could go back to school.
I have no idea.
I can't remember.
'Cause-
Or maybe it was. No, I think it was in the middle because I think we had to do online for the first part of school.
Yeah.
that makes sense.
And
But
then
it doesn't,
and then
it doesn't
and then
seem
there
like
was
that's
like
right.
I know that feels wrong.
It feels like
and then there was like the hybrids and then
Yeah.
the onlinees and then the people who just went to school.
Yeah.
it feels like a
And then the end of junior year it was still like
now no one
there.
goes to school.
And then my senior year, I think it was gone. I think it was gone my senior year. We still had like the protocols and stuff, but I don't think I had. Oh wait, no, that's not true either because I had to miss 2 basketball games my senior year because of COVID.
yeah.
So it was
It was
still
super
around, but it wasn't
confusing.
like. Oh wait, no, because
It
no, that
only,
was my
like-
junior year. Okay, sorry. I'm just like thinking because we had to get COVID tests every week for basketball.
Oh.
Before, like, we would do them on Mondays.
Mhm.
I think it was either every week or every 2 weeks.
You
Like,
say, oh, like you hate COVID tests.
oh,
No,
no,
I mean,
it was like the bad COVID test.
Yeah, like the
the
nose
ones
ones.
now that are just like in your little nostrils, and then you
Oh.
just like that's it. But those ones were like we couldn't do them ourselves. We stood in
Yeah.
a line in a
Oh.
gymnasium, 6 feet
that
apart.
sucks.
We stood, and then the guy would come, shove his finger up my freaking nose, dig around for some brains, and then pull it out. And I was like, bro, can you be a little softer? But
Are
actually,
we sure COVID wasn't just a scheme for zombies to get their hands on some brain? So-
I think it was real, and a lot of people died.
yeah, no,
Yeah.
no, it's an anti-COVID.
I'm
It's an
not-
anti-
Dude, one of my
I don't believe in COVID.
one of my friends' parents
That's a
didn't
joke.
believe in COVID.
Yeah, it was a joke.
Yeah, that's a
I
joke.
totally believe in COVID.
I
I did not leave my house until like the end of 2023.
I started going.
the end of 2023.
I was
What are
thinking
you
you're
talking?
I think you're confused.
The end of
I was like-
2022. The end
I
of
was like,
2022.
I think I started.
Knowledge is living in the future.
I think at the beginning, like the end of my sophomore year and the summer of my sophomore year, it was like I didn't leave my house that entire time.
Yeah.
Like I would go out and touch grass and then I'd be like, I can't breathe, and I'd go back inside.
Yeah.
You know? But then I think towards like when school started back up again, I think that's when I started hanging out with my friends. Not like crazy. Like
Yeah.
we still wore masks, we still stayed 6 feet apart, like we followed the rules.
And like
But it wasn't as strict as
Yeah.
I'm not seeing anybody ever.
I think that it was like I didn't leave the up at the end of 2021. I started to leave the house, but I didn't see anyone unless we were outside and had masks
Yeah.
on.
I feel like that's
And then as we got
see, it's confused. No, because no,
yeah, at the end of 2021 and then around the summer of 2022, I think I
No.
just went.
I
no,
feel like that's a long time.
in the beginning
though.
of like, or in the kind of in the towards like April and stuff. That's when we were like going outside, hanging out with friends with masks on.
Yeah,
and
like summer.
stuff. Yeah, you're
I
saying the
think
end.
summer of my sophomore
No,
year.
like around the summer of 2022.
No, of 2021.
No, not of 2021.
Because I have that April vlog, and the video where you're eating grass. That's in April.
Yeah, but we're still going outside.
That's what I mean.
We were only outside and only wore masks.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And we all stayed 6 feet apart from each other.
Yeah. Well, we didn't do the 6 feet as much.
No, we did.
We weren't that far.
Not
don't-
actually.
'Cause I don't
We
know
didn't bring out a measuring tool and measure 6 feet, but we did keep a distance
Yeah.
from each other.
Yeah.
yeah, I feel like that's how it was too.
But I feel like the beginning, I feel like
And then I feel like my junior year is when I just kind of like when I went back to school is when I just kind of decided that I was over it.
yeah,
Like, of course, I still wore my
Yeah.
mask, but I hung out with my friends inside.
yeah,
We would eat lunch in cars, and that was also really fun because I sloughed a lot of school. But I feel like it wasn't as, because like my sophomore year and like this, I don't know what year. I know it is based off my school, so I don't know. I think that's
Yeah.
confusing for you, but my sophomore year in the summer and a little bit of my junior year, it was like so strict. Like I never left my house. I didn't see anybody, and then when I did see somebody,
Yeah.
I got COVID from her. And then I was like, okay, well now I can definitely not see anybody.
yeah,
Because I hated that.
yeah.
Because we didn't know how long you had to quarantine for, so we didn't have any of that information when I first got
Yeah.
it. And so I literally was locked in my room for what felt like 3 weeks.
Yeah, it was wild because I feel like it feels like COVID COVID did last forever.
COVID
but
just got declared by WHO. that it's no longer a global crisis. I
Yeah,
think.
but I mean, like,
just last month.
I mean, like,
Good.
like strict quarantine felt like it lasted like the whole year for everyone. But it was weird for me because I don't ever see anyone, so I was like,
But we didn't.
I don't know what's normal.
It wasn't the whole year. We didn't start.
No, I know
we
it's
didn't
not,
start
but that's what it feels
following
like.
COVID rules until the
The week
end of
after.
summer. No, the end of summer of
Isn't it
2020.
crazy though that this
That's
all
not when we started
like
following.
Because at the
Oh, I know what you're saying. I thought you were saying like we started like putting on masks and stuff.
Oh yeah, what? No, like we didn't start putting on masks until the end. Or no, we did wear masks, but we were still like, oh, but we can hang out with friends and all of summer because we were
Really?
outside.
Yeah.
I think because
You guys,
over
you know,
time things started to get stricter. Like
Yeah.
throughout the summer, we were like, oh, we should probably wear masks. Like it started, we were just hanging out like normal, and then over time we started to wear masks. We started to like distance ourselves a little bit, and then it started wearing masks. But we didn't like quarantine until probably August.
I don't even remember what happened. I remember Wednesday at school.
me too.
I didn't go because I just was quirky and didn't feel like
Yeah.
it. So I was just I just woke up and it was like maybe 12 because I just slay. My friends are all calling me and I'm like, bro, what the heck is going on? And they're like, where are you? Where are you? Apparently
Name of person.
brought COVID to school and they shut down everything and just told
Hey guys.
like they went on the PA and were like, okay, everyone. I don't know exactly because I wasn't there, but this is what I imagine it being like. Get out of the school. Leave. You know, that's what I imagine it, but I think they just got on the PA and said, everybody, schools, leave.
Yeah.
Get out of here. And then everybody's in their brains. They didn't give them any information. So all of the little sophomore, junior, senior year brains are all like, oh, we're all going to die.
Yeah.
So everyone was running. Everyone was
Really?
screaming. This is what I think.
Oh.
This is based on what my friends have
Oh, I
told me
see.
about it. And the way that they were calling
Wait, that's
me.
funny because we all have different experience. Because Nolly was in a different school, I was in a different school, and you were also in a different school. Right?
I wasn't even there.
Oh,
I didn't go.
yeah, that's true. That's true.
Like,
Like-
we were in high school. I was in junior high, so I was in elementary.
Oh
Yeah.
so they like tell everyone to go home and tell people like their parents are gonna come, bust it, like all that
Yeah.
stuff. My friends are like calling me frantically, like, where are you? Where are you? Where are you? And I'm like, bro, I'm in my bed. And they're like, they're closing down the school. They're closing down the school. We're so afraid. I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, I just woke up and I was like, you're pranking me. Like,
Yeah.
oh my gosh. This is literally letting you be on your phone. That's crazy. She's like, no, like, I'm in my car right now. Where are you? And I was like, in my bed. I was like, I'm not there. And then I like barely remember anything after that because I just woken up. And that
Yeah.
is a difficult thing for me to remember. And then everybody went and like hung out with people, but then for some reason my mom was like, you can't leave. Like she was like she was like, you can't go anywhere. And I was like, oh, so my COVID started like right then.
Yeah.
Oh.
And it felt like a lockdown, but I can't really remember it because
Yeah.
you know, like I don't really
Everything's so
remember.
fuzzy.
I just remember my
Everything
mom
just
being
blends
like,
together.
we can't, like, you can't go anywhere. And then my dad had a sit down meeting with the family and was like, we're going to take this as seriously as possible. And
Yeah.
I was like, no! I was like, wait, school's canceled for 2 weeks. No!
No.
Let me go out. I was like, no!
Like, I
This-
think our mom, like, was like,
I'm gonna give the rundown of my version, and then
okay.
you want to give.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oldest
I'm gonna
youngest.
take this. Okay. So
I keep going on. I keep eating sprees. I'm so sorry. I'm like, I wonder if I'm like so scared everyone thinks I'm popping pills over here. It's me eating sprees.
AKA candy, not like something like speed.
Not jingle jangle.
It's candy. So, COVID hit on March 12th. And 13th, that's right. And it was the day of our musical, like the day of the premiere of our musical at our school.
Oh yeah.
And I remember at first, because it was me and her sister, me and Soraya, we were so upset. Like, we just spent months practicing this play. And we were already in school that day. Why not just let us have the musical? That's what I think. Because we all were already exposed to everyone that day.
The other thing is,
And the musical was still that day.
close down your school?
Name.
Is the one who brought it to the high school.
I don't know.
Well, no, they closed all schools that day.
Yeah.
But why?
I don't know.
That's when they, like, announced that Like the government announced that they had to close all the schools.
Oh, really?
Yeah, on that day.
I thought that it all closed down.
That's wait.
I thought that it all closed down because
Name.
we got COVID and then came to school.
No.
Actually, I don't know if that's true. That's what the rumor is.
No, the U.S. was like all schools are closing today for 2 weeks. That's what they said.
Oh,
And
that's way more sense.
That's when. So then our school announced like this play was canceled and that school was canceled for 2 weeks. But that was like, I don't know if they even announced that. I just remember like we all had a common understanding that we were going to not be at school. So half the school just left. They didn't want to go to be to school anymore. And the other half were like me and my friends. And we're like, the school is basically empty. None of our classes are giving us any schoolwork to do. This is fun. So we were just like hanging out around school doing stuff.
They didn't like make you leave?
No.
They like hunted down people at the high school. Like I imagine them like in like the hazmat suits from like Monsters Inc. and they're just tackling people.
Yeah, no, we didn't. There was no urgency. We were just chilling. I wore a chip bag on my head, I'm pretty sure.
I wish I was at school.
We were just hanging out, and then we all left and we're like, we are going to be doing online school. We can hang out every day. That was our thought. And so we went to the gas station, got a bunch of snacks, and then for the next day, the next school day, we all got together to do school and online. And then after that, after they left, my mom brought me downstairs and she was like, you're not going to be able to do that anymore.
Yeah, I feel like
that's what happened.
maybe there was like a couple days where we could hang out with you.
That's what it was.
That's what I feel like. I feel like I don't really remember it if I'm
Yeah.
being so honest. Like I can barely remember what we did yesterday. But like my memory is so screwed up. Like I feel like my timeline of how it happened is so screwed up.
Yeah.
And I
me
don't think
too.
anything that I say is probably inaccurate.
Yeah.
So I'm really sorry, like mom or dad or my sisters who watch this and they're like, Faith is literally lying. I'm not lying. This is just how I saw it happen.
Yeah.
My PSA.
And
Public PSA.
Yeah, and my mom was like, yeah, you're not going to be able to hang out with them. And she said, you can probably still hang out with them outside, and you probably won't need a mask, but no inside.
I was so mad.
And so that's what it was for the summer. We could. I know. I was so upset too. I was like, "This isn't even a thing. Like, why can't we just hang out?"
Yeah, that's what.
Yeah,
But
but
then-
then like it's not even here.
Yeah.
Like, it's literally all the way in China. Why are we quarantining?
But then I took it. I still took it seriously. But I think this was a thing that a lot of people did during the first probably 2 months outside. I was like, okay, but it doesn't.
Mom? Okay, yeah. This is your version.
First month maybe. First month. And like it was, we were all just like, we still like hung around each other.
Yeah.
And we just like hung out like normal. Outside though. And then after like a little bit, I was like, oh, I should probably wear my mask. And then I would see them on occasion only outside and with my mask on. Because I remember there's a video from June of me shaving my head. And you can see we all have masks on and we're all outside and we're wearing
Soraya
gloves.
there?
Yeah, Soraya was there. And
She
my
forgot her mask.
yeah, she forgot her mask, so she was like going like this.
What a virgin COVID girl.
And she had to go
Have you seen that
sit.
video?
She had to go sit in the corner away from all of us.
I don't remember that. I don't remember being invited. Just kidding. I'm just pulling pranks.
But yeah, we were even wearing gloves, like, cause my friend was shaving my head, so she wore
Oh, right,
gloves,
'cause
cause
no
we
one
didn't.
really
No
knew how it
one knew
worked.
that it was airborne virus back then. Really?
I
Yeah.
thought that it was like.
See,
Oh, wait,
that's-
no, yeah.
We were just like confused. We just didn't know. So like,
That-
she didn't need to wear gloves, but she was to shave my
I
head.
think that was one of the scariest things about COVID.
Is
was
not
just, like,
knowing.
There were so many unknowns, and like there were like so many things that were wrong that
Yeah.
people were saying, and all of a sudden the toilet paper was gone.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like there was tons of water, but toilet paper,
Yeah.
no way.
It-
But anyway, it just was like super like the unknown, and just,
You didn't know when it was gonna end either.
yeah, it just kind of.
Ye-
Like for some reason, my brain was like, "It's like the bubonic plague. Like
Yeah.
we all need to hide."
Yeah.
And then, like it was, in a sense.
And yeah,
But it was definitely
different.
different from that.
And then after, sorry.
Solely just trying to tell everyone what happened.
After like I realized, oh, this is serious. I literally did not leave the house.
Yeah.
Like I was in
I
there.
think that's how it was for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Like at the beginning, there were so many unknowns, and then once we got the information we
Yeah,
needed,
then
everybody was like,
Stay away.
"Don't come by me."
Yeah.
Saul.
So
The floor is yours.
it's funny because
Wait, actually,
yeah,
I'm
no,
I'm just kidding.
it's funny because
You're like, wait, actually, and he's like, yeah, that's.
Yeah,
it's
no one
okay.
lets
I
me
mean,
talk. Okay. Anyway, everyone, don't talk.
No, because now all the spotlight's on me. Everyone's welcome to talk. Okay, this is an open space. You know, this is an open space where we can talk about your feelings, and you know, you can.
Okay, go.
So I remember when it was like I was in 6th grade. Okay, I don't like this. I don't like this. No, I was in 6th grade, and it was funny because they were like none of the teachers knew what was going on either. So it was they were just kind of like.
And that added to the fear.
Yeah.
Of COVID.
I mean, and everyone, all the teachers were running around because they were getting Chromebooks out of nowhere. No, it was crazy. I was like, when I saw the big thing of Chromebooks, I was like, what is this robotic? Like, because it was like a plate full of Chromebooks, and I was like,
Because you guys were here. When that happened.
yeah.
Not here, like this.
Yeah.
You guys weren't here.
Yeah.
Like,
But I remember because my mom didn't pick me up because she was like, oh, this is the last day you're gonna see your friends.
you're never gonna see them again.
No, but I remember like when it happened, they were like, it's probably gonna be 2 weeks, and my first immediate thought was, this is probably gonna last a year. I don't know why.
Really?
It wasn't. It was.
Soul was a deep thinking sixth grader.
No, I was literally thinking when it first happened. I was like, my guess is that
going to be forever.
everyone's
never going to be free.
it was like 50-50 chance that it was gonna be 2 weeks, or it was. My other thought was gonna be like everyone.
What is that?
Go get a cup and a.
It's a.
Go get a.
I
It's a
think
centipede. Go get a cup and paper.
Are those like? Can they get you sick?
I think that one's too small.
That one has COVID.
Do you guys kill? That's a different thing. Sorry.
I don't kill bugs either.
I don't kill bugs either, unless it's
Cool.
a mosquito and it's sucking my blood.
Yeah, that's
then
chill,
I'll
that's
smack
chill.
it. But like if it's and we can talk about this after. I'm so sorry.
No, it's okay.
Oh no.
Maybe it's a caterpillar. It looks very caterpillar-y.
I feel like caterpillars kind of like move like this though, right?
Yeah, that's definitely a centipede.
Yeah, it has a bunch of legs.
Okay.
Oh, millipede.
Millipede.
Oh yeah.
Millipedes are harmless.
Yeah. No, I got. Okay. Oh, sorry.
Anyway.
Now I'm getting distracted.
I got 2 subjects for when we're done.
I have another subject too.
Okay.
Anyways. okay. So I remember.
While you finish this, in order to not interrupt, I'm gonna pee.
Okay.
Go piss, girl.
Go piss, girl. Nice. Sick.
Oh wait, that was bad. Let's retry.
So I.
That was bad too.
Okay.
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 Hold on. Yes. There you
Okay.
go.
So I remember the way I remember it is that the teachers were running around, kind of confused about what was going on. They're like, you guys are leaving. You guys can either get your parents to pick up you guys, or you guys can stay the day. But I remember staying the day, and all the people that stayed the day, you guys are awesome. Okay, you guys are sick. We had a sick time, except for the time we didn't have a sick time, because it was scary.
Bom, bom, bom.
Exactly. So my first immediate thought was that this is gonna last a year, and everyone's gonna say that it's gonna last 2 weeks, but it's actually gonna last a year. That's
Soul
immediately
was like,
what I
Soul
thought.
Was like,
I was like reading the future, but
the deep thoughts of a 6th grader.
my thoughts were deep in 6th grade. Actually, real,
Facts.
so factual. I don't really remember what happened, but I remember that this girl, me and my friend were drawing.
Was it Reese?
No, it wasn't Reese.
Who was it?
It was me, Emma, Juliana, and Jason.
I don't know any of those people.
I think Ben left. Anyways,
Rip Ben.
we were drawing. We were just drawing, and it was fun.
like, trying
And
to
they
get
put on a movie. I know, it's kind of uncomfortable.
Like I don't know how to sit.
Yeah,
Okay, this feels like a good one.
that seems like a good way to sit.
I'm so sorry. I keep interrupting you.
Well, that's pretty much it. I mean, I pretty much just like my leg was shit. I don't think my leg. This is my impression. You guys can't see it, but this is my impression of my leg in 6th grade during that day. It was like shaking so like
for
my
those
leg.
of you who can't see, he's shaking his leg
For those that
vigorously.
you can't see, my leg just fell off.
He literally ripped it off
I
and started
literally
swinging
ripped
it around.
Yeah. What the heck? Whoa. You're not gonna rip off a.
Probably intimate.
Yeah, that was too intimate. But the way I remember my timeline is by TikTok video, like remembering TikTok video, because that was big. Like that's when TikTok started popping off. TikTok, dude, it was. I'm starting to remember things like so vividly. All the timeline all makes sense to me now because. But I also remember it through Soul and Friends videos. That's how my timeline works. Is when the Soul and Friends video was. That's how I remember it. And now I haven't posted for 6 months, so I'm not gonna remember this year at all. I need to make a Soul and Friends video. Yeah. So anyways, that's my timeline. But I also remember people like I remember in the beginning of the year, it wasn't just like, oh, this year's going to be chill, because it was a big turning event. It was 2020, 2020. So everyone was like, this is a special year. And then I remember COVID happened in China, like in the beginning of the year. That's when people started talking about it here. And I remember they're like, oh, everyone was joking about it. It was like, oh, you have not COVID, coronavirus.
I remember joking about it too.
I remember someone
any of it
a week before the school shut down. One of my friends was like, "I hope we get COVID over here because I don't want to go to school anymore." And then
and we can blame that entire pandemic on them. Okay,
Who was it?
I'm not gonna name drop.
It is all your fault.
it's all your fault. You did this.
Or we could blame the person who decided to.
Name of person who Faith thought brought COVID to her school.
I hated him so bad because I thought that he was the reason that everything came to an end. I was like, if his dad wouldn't have gone on a business trip and he wouldn't have come to school, nothing would have been bad. I don't actually know if that's true. That's just what somebody told me.
The other thing I was gonna say, and I don't remember if I've already said this, but every single time I see this movie, which is not that often, you remember Spy Kids?
Yes.
Every single time I was like, that's literally Faith. Do you know who I'm talking about? Like this other main character?
The girl?
I mean,
Yes, the older sister.
yes, when I was
Me?
when I was like
Damn, okay.
when I was like 6, I was like, that literally looks just like Faith.
Really?
Yeah.
People compared me to Charlie D'Amelio. And I was like, what is wrong with... No, literally, I was like, I don't remember why, how, and I don't remember anything. I just remember someone being like, Faith, you kind of look like Charlie D'Amelio. And I was like, who are you?
I've had multiple people ask if I was Jacob Sartorius.
I don't even
On TikTok.
I don't even see that. In
It was back when I
slightest.
had my like.
Even
over
then, I
hair.
don't think you look anything like Jacob Sartorius. I'm so sorry. You can wear my sweatshirt.
They were like, at first I thought this was Jacob Sartorius doing makeup, and then I was like,
That makes no sense. COVID. Sorry.
Yeah.
One last thing. I forgot.
I remember
oh.
like, yeah.
I remember my dad sitting us down saying, we're not going anywhere because if you get COVID, I'm high risk.
Yeah.
And I said, oh, okay. And then he said, do you want to kill your grandma? And I said, no. So then we were super strict, and then...
And then you said yes.
And
then you came over to her house with a knife.
Yeah. And then
Okay, that was a little too dark.
Anyway, so then...
let's take the microwave.
my
Turn
friend,
around.
my friend now... we were like, we didn't really hang out in high school, but she told me about her COVID, and boy oh boy, do I wish that, like, obviously it was bad because she didn't listen to any of the rules.
Yeah.
She had her cousins sleep over literally all the time. They
Yeah.
did whatever they want. They hung out a lot, and they just like lived their truth. There's like one part of me that wishes that was my experience,
Yeah.
and that I was able to do whatever I
Yeah.
wanted, and nobody was around, and it was like a ghost town everywhere. But then another part of me was like, ooh, but then I could also kill my grandma.
Yeah. Which is so much less
Exactly.
fun.
Yeah, which sounds way like a part of me is like, oh man, I wish that I did that, and I wish that I didn't have like all these like rules.
Yeah.
And then, because also I feel like mental health, I feel like everybody's mental health was like.
Not mine.
You know what? Mine was actually like...
Mine was the best of ever.
Really?
Yes.
No,
I
mine was just weird.
Mine was like
Normal.
bad.
Actually, that's a lie. It wasn't. I just really... My mom let us just watch TV all day because we had nothing else to do. And we, as a kid growing up, we had such strict rules about screen time. We were never allowed to watch anything unless it was the Magic School Bus. And we only
That
could do it...
explains so much. I'm just kidding.
We probably referenced the Magic School Bus like probably 4 or 5 times on the podcast so far.
That
But then
explains.
as soon as COVID hit, like, there was nothing else to do except to watch TV. Because, like, you can only play board games with your family for so long.
Yeah, exactly.
So I would just watch Minecraft YouTubers all day, and I was so happy about that.
Yeah, I feel like.
However, I was pretty not good.
It was definitely. It was like it was probably. It was like really
Yeah.
hard. Like, I'm gonna be so
Yeah.
honest. Like, nobody
It
that
was
I was
hard.
extremely close with
Yeah.
died. Like, nobody
Yeah.
in my family died. There wasn't a lot of like death, but I feel like the
Like, the
mental
whole
health
idea
side
of it.
was like so bad. Like,
Yeah.
I have never never, ever been that sad before.
Yeah.
And, like, I don't even know what it was. Like, I'm, like, so I had to go to therapy after COVID.
Yeah.
That's how problematic COVID was for
Yeah,
me.
guys, if you didn't know, COVID is
was
actually bad.
problematic.
Yeah, it was actually not, like, cool. Anyway, so
It was, like, not chill.
I learned in my therapy. Also, my therapist was low-key so trash. Never going back.
Oh,
sucks.
I went to therapy during COVID, and she was also trash.
It was like it was like after, but it was like also during kind of. It was like my
Yeah.
senior year, I think. I
I
don't
think
know.
that was before COVID.
I don't know why or how. Like, I think my neighbors were like, my mom like reached out. My mom was like, guys, I need help. I need a good therapist for my daughter Faith. She's so sad.
Is that what your mom said?
Yeah, she said, I think she texted all of her friends and was like, do you guys have know any good therapists? And this guy, he told me that I was an extroverted introvert. And so, like, yeah, I don't know how it works either, but he's a therapist and I believe him. But,
No!
Does that delete everything?
No.
Oh, okay. We can just go audio.
anyway, so he basically
Oh,
said,
yeah. The phone storage just ran
Yeah.
out.
yeah, so now we're just doing audio, which makes it so much easier. I feel like I can,
Yeah.
like, relax.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
No, it is kind of hard
It's-
with the...
It's like I can, like comfortable.
I can get comfortable.
I'm gonna take a
I can like shake without thinking that I'm gonna look super weird, like bouncing on
Facts.
this.
Anyway, he told me that the reason why COVID was so hard for me was because I can recharge. I prefer to recharge by myself,
Yeah,
but the way like it works best if I'm with other people.
yeah.
Does that make sense?
That
Like
makes sense.
I would rather be able to be an introvert and recharge alone, but the way that like my personality is I recharge like faster or better when I'm with other
Yeah.
people. And since I was the only people I was around were my stinking family, who literally got on my nerves so bad during COVID,
Yeah.
it was like so hard. And so I literally felt like I was sad for like months. Like I literally was so depressed. It was so crazy. And then it just kind of never went away. And it's just kind of like, I don't know. It's definitely interesting. Like I feel like pieces of it are still like with me.
Yeah.
And then there's also factors that I like don't do anymore.
Yeah.
And then like those old habits will come back and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm falling into my depression. I need help. Like I'm like, Mom, help me. But then also not at the same time.
Yeah. I feel like COVID is like
I feel like COVID was
the
more
pieces
of
are still there.
I feel like COVID was more of or at least for me, it was more of a
Did you almost touch
He's
the
crawling
bug?
towards me.
Not the bug.
reactor or something. Is that the right word? Like it caused a lot of things after COVID. Like I had
Like
to
a chain
completely,
reaction,
I had
yeah.
to completely relearn how to interact with people and like
Yeah, that's
talk to strangers.
at that point of your life. That's when you learn that.
Yeah.
When you're in middle school is when you
Yeah.
learn how to interact and how to like be yourself, kind of. Not technically, but like that's when you're most like flexible. You know,
Yeah.
like that's when you're. I don't want to say like tangible. Like you're like
That's when you're normal.
You're like Play-Doh at that point.
Yeah.
You're
And so
moldable.
that's when you like learn.
I can mold you.
I'm gonna mold me to have a bigger booty. I'm so sorry. That doesn't make any sense. I don't even. That wasn't me. I'm so sorry.
That was like a ghost. That was Bone Boy.
Bone boy.
Bone boy. But like, I don't know. Like since I had already like, I'd known what it was like to have good friends and how I was like how to interact with people, and I knew all of that stuff already. I think that was what was so like. It was. I feel like COVID was different for everybody. For me, it was a mental challenge. For my mom, it was. I don't know.
Growing up, I was a super extroverted kid. Like, I would just, like, as a very little kid, if there was music, I'd go to the front of the stage. I'd just dance like crazy.
Yeah. I remember.
And then in middle school, I would just, like, do crazy things and say crazy things and just, like, be crazy.
Yeah.
Even though it made me very anxious, that was just how I went about being with people.
Yeah.
And then COVID hit, And then I was like, wow, this feels so nice. I don't have to worry about interacting with people. Like, this is the best. Like, I
can relax.
Yeah, I know. That's literally what it was. I was like, well, I'm like, I can be so chill. That's so fun. It's just nice and peaceful. And then after COVID, I was like, wait, but I forgot how. And so I was.
And then the feeling also just kind of like felt wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, I couldn't like go to the store and talk to people, like buy something.
Yeah.
I have to have my mom do it.
Yeah, that's
and I would
scary.
like, if I was hanging out with friends, I was like really anxious about it. I was just anxious about all the social things. I didn't know how to do it. Which I can do now because I was just like, actually, I don't want to do that anymore.
Yeah.
Actually, never mind.
What is the difference between centipedes and millipedes, and why are centipedes like bad, and like don't they like bite you or something?
Centipedes are big and they can bite you because they have big enough. They're so big. They have
Centipedes
big enough.
are like centimeters, and millipedes are like millimeters.
No, they have big enough mouths that can actually bite you. And at least this is what I think. And then millipedes are just really small, and they don't have big enough mouths to bite you.
Yeah.
But how big is a centipede?
In Samoa.
In Samoa, they're like.
Oh yeah, those ones are huge.
In
So then what about, like-
America, I don't know. I've never seen a centipede in America.
All right, so when you edit this, instead of that picture of us just sitting on the couch smiling, you got to put centipedes
Okay,
and
I will,
millipedes
I
on
will.
there.
Oh
So,
my
like-
gosh! I edited a picture of us, but we're all millipedes and centipedes.
Yeah, that's perfect. Isn't like
That's not gonna happen.
That's
way
not
that-
gonna happen.
you know like the little red ones in Samoa,
No.
the ones that are like everywhere. Okay, maybe I'm just confused. I don't even know what I'm talking about.
I've actually never been to Samoa, so
Yes, I have.
not
No, you
anymore.
haven't.
No, you haven't.
No, I have.
Not anymore.
Faith, you're not even Samoan.
What the heck? You sound like all my substitute teachers.
Oh, that's true.
That was so funny talking about that,
That
with
was
Sol
funny.
yesterday. Yeah, I didn't know that I could, like, I don't know if it's racist. Is it, Sol? Is that the right word?
I don't know either. I was thinking about this in the shower.
Shower thoughts with Sol. Anyway,
Shower- yeah.
basically, just of the thing, in order to cut this story down,
I'm just not gonna tell you.
Basically,
In order to cut the story down, space.
substitute teachers will tell me that I'm not Samoan, and they will be confused and be like, I've never seen a Samoan look like you before. And then they'll like sit down with me, and like this one substitute literally like, she gave us our worksheet, and I was just planning on doing my worksheet in 9th grade, and then she came and sat by me, and then she was like, ooh, tell me about, do you know how to do a haka? And I was like, no. I know how, but I like don't. Hakas are like everyone does them, but
Yeah.
like it's mostly like men, you know, and like I don't have one memorized that I can
Yeah.
just whip out, you know, like it's not
Will you do a haka right
like
now?
go
for
up in
me?
front of the class and do a haka. Like I was like, what?
Heika.
No, do a haka
Hey, are
for
you
me.
Samoan?
Are you Samoan? Will you
Are
please
you
do a
s-
haka
Are
for
you
me?
Samoan? Are you Samoan?
Are you Samoan?
Are you Samoan? Are you Samoan? Do a haka. Do a hika. Do you know what a siva?
Hokey pokey.
Siva!
Siva.
I had to cut out a couple stories because I don't want to reveal true identities. We're talking about problematic things. No, not that we're being problematic. I repeat, we're not being problematic. We're talking about problematic things people have done. Okay.
No, in like a couple years ago, like last year, the year before, I was like, anytime someone would say something problematic, I'm like, no, don't say that. That's so terrible. Obviously, I still believe that. I'm like, whoa.
But it's more
Well,
of like
more, I'm just like, ugh.
it's more like an inside judgment.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm scratching my face.
But I don't. I rarely. I think I just had more fight in me back then, and also I kind of just saw the world in a basic view where I was not. I was right and everyone else was wrong.
yeah.
Or just like things were this way and anyone who believed otherwise was wrong. I don't think that way anymore. And especially with old people, they just learned different, and there's
Yeah.
nothing you can do about it, honestly.
Yeah.
So
And I wasn't trying to like say that to like make you sound like so bad. It's just like I just knew that you had like I knew your like ideals, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
And so when everyone would say something against it, I'd be like, guys, literally like cuz most of the time you're right and they're wrong, you know? And so I'm like, guys, cut it, shut it down.
No,
And so I was like, I wasn't bringing that up to like be rude. I think you're awesome, but I just thought it was so funny to me because I was like it was like a worry, but also it was kind of like funny.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
like they'd say something and then you'd be like, or like you'd make like a face and I'd be like, facts.
I just think it's funny now.
That's also where I would make the face too. Like, you know what I mean?
I just think it's sometimes they'll say something. I'm like, that's actually like genuinely concerning that you believe. Like, I'm actually like, I usually won't say anything unless I have like, not to argue, because I don't like arguing. But if I have an opinion,
You don't like arguing? I thought it was like your motto.
not actually though.
I know,
If I'm hanging
I was
out with
kidding.
family, I don't want to ruin the vibe by
No.
arguing with everyone. So, unless I have like something to contribute to like bring a new mindset, but not try and change anyone's minds, then I'll say something. But usually, I'm just like, I'll just be like,
Yeah.
and then later I'll tell it to my friends and we'll just laugh about it.
Yeah. I feel like I have like, I don't know. I feel like when it comes to like politics and like all of the negative things that are going on in the world, I have no knowledge. I like don't like politics at all. I don't know, like I feel like I'm just like kind of watching everything happen from the sidelines.
Yeah.
And like of course I form like opinions on things, but then at the same time it's like I don't have information enough to like go and speak out about my like things. Like when Roe v. Wade got turned over, I didn't even know what that was.
I didn't.
I just
either
remember
until
everyone
after.
being like, Roe v. Wade bad, Roe v. Wade good, and I'm like, who's Roe and what's a Wade? I was like, what's going on? And so I didn't do any research. No, that's not true. I asked my mom and dad about it because they know everything.
Yeah.
And then
Yes,
they were like,
as
it was
per
like,
usual.
you know, like the abortions thing, and I was like, ooh, this is a tricky one.
Yeah.
Like, women should be able to do whatever they want, but then like it's also a baby, but it's not a baby. And then I was like, but it doesn't form like it's not
Yeah.
real, but it is real. And then I was like, ooh. And then I was like, if it was me, that's
Yeah.
what I always try to do. I was like, if it was me, and I got pregnant, and I couldn't take care of it, and I could not do that, I
Yeah.
would want to have the option
Yeah.
of an abortion.
'Cause
I wouldn't go through, like, I don't know what I would do because that's never happened to me before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if I would, I don't know if I wouldn't, but it just was like having the option of that.
Yeah.
It feels like a right every person should have. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I literally, like, that's my opinion, right? I thought that it was pretty smart. I'm
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
so good for thinking this.
Yeah.
And
you
then
used your surrounding information and
Yeah,
your
I didn't-
own.
I didn't have
um,
information on it. I don't really know.
Yeah, you use your own.
I don't know
assessment
when
and-
a fetus is a baby. I don't probably
Who
when it
does,
gets born. I
honestly?
don't know how it works.
Who knows?
I don't know. I know that in order to get pregnant, you have to do that one thing, and then like the other thing comes out of that one thing, and then it finds the other thing, and then they like connect, and then it grows, you know, and then eventually it's a baby. I don't know when.
Baby.
I don't know when it's a baby. I don't know anything about it. I just think like if it was me, I would want to have
The
that
option.
option, you know?
Yeah.
Because I think where people get confused is when people say they're
Politics.
Yeah, I think where people get confused is when people say pro-choice. They think it's pro-abortion. I don't think anyone's really
I don't think-
pro-abortion.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the thing. I think
No one's like, let's all make
kill-
women
let's
go
murder
through this.
babies.
Yeah, let's
Let's-
kill
And, like,
babies.
I feel like a lot of people think that it's just like this easy procedure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
I
they
think-
go up inside of you and rip out this thing that you're growing.
Yeah.
And like, there's another thing that this is something I've experienced.
Yeah.
I've had a dream that I've fallen in love, made a baby, had the baby, seen the baby grow up to be like 5
Yeah.
or something, and then I wake up and like a part of me misses and like longs for my child that's
Yeah.
not even
Yeah.
real. And so I personally can't even imagine if I actually had a baby or like a child
Yeah.
or whatever.
Yeah.
Doesn't have to be like a baby, but like if I knew that the thing inside of me was going to become a baby. I don't even know. I don't know how to say this without
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
pissing someone off. But like if I knew that that was happening and I had to get an abortion for it, I feel like it would be so hard.
Yeah.
Like I feel like
That's
you
what
long
I've
for
been
you
saying.
long for that like baby.
I know.
But like they made me feel so stupid and so like wrong.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's what I hate. I was like, if I have an opinion on something, it's gonna be my opinion, and
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
sitting down, you sitting me on a couch and yelling at me
Yeah.
is not the way to change my opinion.
just
That
makes me
just
feel
makes
bad.
me feel worse. And then I'm like, if everybody is as rude as you and you're on that side,
Yeah.
I don't want to be on that side.
Yeah,
Like, you know what I mean?
Because also I feel like no one's just like, oh, I'm pregnant. Looks like I'm going to have an abortion. It's like an actual decision that
Yeah.
people
And
have
it's
to.
hard.
It's a hard decision that you either have to like you figure out with your partner or you figure out on your own, and it's something that because it's having a baby isn't just I'll have a baby. It's raising a child for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
It's having
Yeah.
a kid for the rest of your life.
Not even that. It's like sharing your entire body.
Yeah.
It's like extremely hard on your physical
Yeah.
This
self.
is a life-changing commitment
Yeah.
that could go very poorly for everyone involved.
Yes.
Like, you could die, the child could die. Like, there's a lot of things that could go wrong. And I don't think anyone is I'm sure there are some people, because you can't say no one is nothing.
Yeah.
I'm sure there are some people who are pro-abortion. I don't agree with that. I'm pro-choice, where I think people should have the choice to have abortions.
Yeah.
Well, I guess I do agree with abortion. I think it's a health care that is vital for people.
yeah.
But like, people should have the choice and there shouldn't be this
That's-
huge
It
fear.
shouldn't be like a
That's what
worry.
I'm saying.
Yeah, this
No, I'm
huge
saying-
fear that if you do get pregnant, that's just the end of your
Yeah.
life.
Yeah, like
And also, people aren't gonna stop getting abortions because it's not legal.
it's safe abortions. That's gone.
People have been getting abortions since way before it was illegal, and lots of people died.
Yeah, and I just. Oh, sorry. You go.
I just don't. Literally right now the U.S. is like, let's make a law about every single thing ever, and then
Yeah.
it's like, dude, you can think whatever you want to think, but you don't have to make like
There doesn't
10
have to
different
be like
laws.
laws about this.
Yeah.
Like, bro, just like chill out. Like,
It's like, you can do your thing, I'll do my thing. Everyone can do their
And if
own
our
things.
paths
We
cross-
don't have to make laws about anything
Yeah.
right now.
yeah, that's another thing. And like, there's a lot of like stuff on like get your laws off my body.
Yeah.
And I think that it's definitely interesting how, like, in general, this law, like, really only
Yeah.
it only really affects one type of
Yeah,
person.
one time.
One type of person
People
who
with
isn't often in the office.
Vaginas,
Yeah.
you know, like, and it just was like, I don't know, it just was so like mind blowing to me. I'm like, why would anybody like think that it's like
Like,
okay?
I know.
It's like
Every time I'm
like,
like,
what?
That
What?
sounds so terrifying.
Like, why is this even a question?
I know.
What about like all the homeless people
Yeah.
that are dying,
Or the school shootings.
or the school
There
shootings,
are, like,
or like
weekly
all of
school
the-
shootings.
or like the actual problems with the
actual
world,
problems.
instead of like, you can't decide what happens
Yeah.
to you. It's just like taking away like a right at some
Yeah.
point. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like I have the right to my own body.
Yeah.
You know,
It's insane how like,
But, like,
no one is like,
school shootings and
no
all
one
the
makes any laws about school
Instead
shootings
of trying
like,
to
ever once.
help people be safe,
they're
they're just taking rights away.
Yeah.
they're like, ooh. You know, I
That's
think that
kind
the
of
way
weird.
the way to stop school shootings is to
Let it just keep
ban
happening.
abortions. Like, I'm like, the less you make more kids. I feel like, I don't even know. Like, I feel like if I feel like this doesn't apply to me because I feel like I'd be a great mother.
Yeah.
Yes,
Like,
I agree.
Some
Yeah.
people are not ready.
not-
Some people
to
were not
have-
made to be moms.
Yeah.
Some-
And that's
Some
real.
people are not made to be moms.
Like,
Okay.
seriously.
There's this girl. No, just kidding. She's in the lady I was talking to you guys about, the one who like is so wrong about so many things, who like took her kids out of
Yeah.
school.
Yes,
And,
I
like,
remember.
Someone put pride flags in their yard and they like freaked
Oh,
out,
yeah.
and then they have like the big white proclamation to the family.
Yeah.
I like want to like sit down in a room with her and just ask her about her childhood.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like I just want to know, like I just want to be like,
Where did
What?
it all go wrong?
what happened to you?
Who
like,
hurt you?
It's not, I guess it's okay that she has her opinions. Like,
Yeah.
if you think that gay people shouldn't be allowed to get married,
Yeah.
okay.
Think that
it to
and keep it
yourself.
to
think that and don't hang out with me.
Yeah, think that and stay away.
Think
Yeah.
that and just like, zip, don't say anything, okay?
We don't need to
You
know.
you're allowed to think that, of
Yeah.
course.
Yeah.
I'm not going to try and change your opinion.
Yeah.
You're your own person. Think what
Yeah.
you want.
That's
But
hard to
I'm
change
not
someone's
going to
opinion when it's
associate
that.
with you. You know, like
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't want that. I don't want your negativity on me, okay?
Yeah.
But she has taken it to the point of she's an absolute hater.
Yeah.
And
She's just hating.
she's such a hater for no reason. Like, one, the church does have it's not like set rules. It's if you are a man wanting to marry a man, you can't get married in the temple.
Yeah.
But that's because a part of that religion is believing that marriage is between a man and a wife. Great. But the fact that people are twisting it in such a way that is I hate gay people. I'm like,
I hate gay people.
Like,
That's what God said.
I was like, how can you even be a part of this church and have like the prophet has come out in front of the entire church and say, we need to love everyone.
Yeah.
And you think that
also we should hate these guys.
It makes me so mad because the prophet got up. The biggest guy, the closest the closest man to God in our religion came out and said that we need to love everyone and we can't be haters and all of this. I really love that talk, by the way. It's probably my favorite one. But he came out and said all this stuff. He's like, we're not going to change anyone's mind by hating them.
Yeah.
We don't need to change people's minds. We need to love. We need to love people and love God. That's all we have to do. And I'm like, facts! I'm like, you're so right! I was like, I love you! I was like, you're so true. Yeah. And then I'm like, oh, yes, things are going to get better for us. The church is finally going to be normal. Like, it's not going to be this weird thing. Yeah. And then I see people like, I don't even know if that's her name. That's her name. I see people like
name.
And I'm like, were you not listening? The man that you worship, the God that you worship, told his big man to tell everyone in the world this. What are you doing? I was like, how can you be so wrong? Honestly, I actually have a lot of opinions about the church. That's a different thing. But like, I'm like, okay, I just am so mind boggled. Like, my mind can't comprehend how she's so evil. Yeah. I'm like, bro.
I feel like people like that, like, I seriously doubt they care that much about the thing they're talking about. I feel like they just get off on hating. Yeah. I feel like that's like a big thing. I feel
like they just want, like, I don't know. Like, I can only say mean things about her.
Yeah.
I feel like she is so unhappy and so negative in her own life. Mm-hmm. She doesn't even know what to do with. She has so much hate inside her. She probably hates herself. I'd hate myself if that was my thoughts, okay? Yeah. But, like, she just has so much hate that, like, she has to share it with everyone. Yeah. And I'm like, aw, that's sweet. But, like, literally keep it to yourself. Like, I literally don't care. And I feel like me as a person, this is what I try at my hardest to be like this. I feel like I have so much love, and I just am trying to love everyone. And just, like, be a love. Like, I don't know. I just feel like it's so much easier for me to love someone than hate them. Yeah. Except for...
Yeah.
I hate her, okay? She doesn't get any of my love. Yeah. But, like, even with...
Yeah.
That's another one. He was awful to me, and I just feel like if I were to see him, I would be as nice to him as I possibly could. Yeah. You know what I mean? And, like, people in my past who have been crude... cruel and rude. That's crude, new rude. People who have been so crude to me... I just feel like I feel like I just have to love them because I just feel bad for them. Yeah. And like April, I will, if she came up to me and was like, "Hey, do you know where this is?" Mm-hmm. I would recognize her instantly. Yeah. Her negativity cloud would be following her behind. Yeah. If she were to come up to me and ask me something, I would probably like tell her. And then after I'd go home and be like, I freaking hate you. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, I just feel like it's so much easier to be nice to people.
It's like so much easier to just keep it to yourself.
Yeah. Yeah, it's so much, like, I just feel like it's just, like, the amount of work it takes to be rude to people is insane. You have to think of mean things to say. You have to think of rude ways to put it. You have to be angry. You have to, like, I don't know. It's just, like, I don't even know how to be rude. Actually, that's not true. I do know how. It's just, like, it's just so much more work, you know? Like, just, like, who cares, really?
It's, like, why do you care them? When it really does feel like they don't actually care that much about what they're saying. They're just kind of, like, trying to find any way they can, like, throw hate or something. By the way, I'd like to add that people that are haters and are hating, even if they don't believe in what they're hating, they're just hating to hate, it's still harmful. Like, I want that. I was trying to say that. I think about this like Karens. If Karen's like buying oranges and the dude's okay, sorry.
No, you're absolutely
if Karen's
right.
buying oranges, the dude is like, sorry, this is not working, and she's like gets mad at him. She doesn't care that much about the oranges. It's not the oranges.
It's not the oranges.
It's just
problem.
She's like
it's a question of her authority or something.
Exactly.
I don't know. I feel like like with Karens especially, like it physically hurts me to be a Karen. Like if I order mashed potatoes and they give me a baked potato, I'm gonna eat the baked potato.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be like, this is wrong. I want it to be free. Like I can't. Like I'll just be like. Actually, I think it would depend. I like baked potatoes too, but if it was like if I ordered like broccoli and they give me Brussels sprouts, I'll just be like, "Oh, I'm so sorry to inconvenience you. Like I feel so bad for this, but this is supposed to be broccoli." Then they're usually like, "Oh, I'm so sorry." And I'm like, "No, I'm sorry. I'm the one that's sorry. I probably didn't say broccoli. I probably said Brussels sprouts, but I meant broccoli, and I'm so sorry." Like it's like so embarrassing to be rude. Like it's so embarrassing for that to happen. Or like drive-throughs, like I literally can't like when they forget something, like Soraya has had to get in the car for me and drive because I physically can't go to the window and be like, "You forgot my chicken nuggets." Like I literally can't do that. And so like when people like, I don't know, I think it's like I've never seen a real life Karen in action. But I feel like if I would get such secondhand embarrassment that I would cry.
It's so embarrassing.
It is just embarrassing.
How can you just act like that in public?
I know, and how can they like think they're like right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I see. So on my For You page, I don't know if you know what that is.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. But like on my For You page, there's been a lot of like waitresses doing like their little story times, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And like I have like sometimes I have to like skip them because I get so frustrated.
Yeah.
I'm like, how can anyone be this stupid?
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, what?
There's a lot of people that I don't respect, but that doesn't mean that I'm mean to them.
Yeah.
I just don't associate with them.
Yeah.
Or I just am friendly and then move on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I feel like that's honestly all you can do.
It's just unproductive to be
people
anything
like
else.
Soul is so right.
Nothing. It doesn't help anything.
Exactly. And like all of the people that fight with April. Oh, for the podcast, April is this really negative Nelly.
Yeah.
She like she's so bad. She will spread lies, defamation. Anyway, she'll like lie about things that happen to people and
just
then
slander.
Yeah, exactly. And there's this one girl. I don't know what her name is. I'm so on her side though. Mm-hmm. She's this other girl. We'll call her June. Mm-hmm. June and April fight all the time. And I am like,
wait, actually June?
no, I don't know what her name is, but
Okay.
how crazy would
I
it
was
be
like,
if it was
what
June?
the
That'd be
flip?
insane. But like June will be like, you're wrong here. This is wrong. This is your past. Look, you punch a baby. You this. Like they both just dig up so much dirt on each other.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I feel like one part of me is like glad that somebody's standing up to April or Satan, as some may say. Like
Some may say it.
I don't know. It wasn't me. I didn't start it. There's somewhere else.
Speaking for other people.
Yeah, but like some people, like a part of me is so glad that somebody's standing up to April, and then another part of me is like, is
Just
it
doing the
really
same
helping? It's like the
Is this
same
productive?
thing she's doing, but for
That's-
the right
yeah.
cause. You know what I mean?
That's like me with watching like some commentary YouTubers. Like sometimes it's entertaining, but also like,
you don't need to talk.
like
you know?
what are you like? This doesn't help anything.
Yeah. And it's like, I don't know how to, like, I feel like I'm like, yes, destroy her. But then also I'm like, oh, but I feel kind of like some of the things she brought up about, like, her mom and her past, I was like,
Yeah,
ooh.
it just feels
I was
kind
like,
of.
ooh.
Yeah.
That's
That's a little bit too far.
I was like, that's like something April would do.
Yeah.
And then April will bring up,
Like, what's
June,
the difference at this point?
like, June got, like, plastic surgery or something, and then
Yeah.
April brought it up to be like, you're not even a real person. And then I was like, what the hell? Like, I was like, but then I was
Did
also
you know
like,
if you get plastic surgery, you're no longer real?
you lose your
Yeah.
rights. I'm just kidding. But, like,
you actually are a Barbie. Like, you don't have consciousness.
yeah, facts. That's what we should talk about.
Yeah, let's
The
talk.
Barbie movie.
Oh.
I'm so excited.
Oh, wait.
I'm gonna.
It's fine.
What?
It's fine.
What?
Never mind.
I'm
What?
confused. What's happening?
Never mind. Barbie movie.
Okay. I'm so excited.
It's gonna be cool.
Me too.
What if it sucks?
The set. Have
I'm
you
so
seen the
worried
set
that it'll
video
suck.
when they're like showing the set around? That thing's so crazy.
Yeah, and they like built it off like actual Barbie houses.
I know. It
I
looks
don't get
so
it.
Doesn't look
good.
anything like the Barbie house I
Yeah.
had, but that's because
Oh.
mine was a knockoff Barbie house.
Yeah.
When we were watching that, I was like, that's just like the one fake.
Oh wait, maybe
But
I'm,
I was probably.
maybe I'm confused. I think my Barbie house.
I
It
just
wasn't
remember that
the
someone
only.
had a slide, and I just remember
That was not me. I wanted a slide so bad. My Barbie house was like, I think it was 3 stories. and it wasn't pink, it was wood. And on the side of it, there was an
They're
elevator.
My other cousin.
It was an elevator. I love the elevator. I'd put Barbies in it and go up. And I'm positive there was 3 floors. And I remember the top floors being like where they would go to kiss. That's where I'd put all the romance. The middle Barbie was for controversial, like where they would fight. And then the bad Barbies would go in the basement.
Oh my gosh. Lock them in the basement.
And I remember, I'm pretty sure the rooms were all colorful. The string inside of the elevator was pink. Oh, I missed my Barbie house. What happened to it?
I don't know.
I think we gave it away.
That
pisses me off.
If
Why
anyone,
the heck did we give away my Barbie house?
I don't know. If anyone's out there and sees Faith's Barbie house,
If anybody's
give it back.
out there and you know what Barbie house I'm talking about, please send me the link. I will buy it from you. I will give you all my money. I just want it back.
I want it for my college dorm, please.
I will play Barbies while I'm in college, bro. And if my roommate walks in and sees me, I'll be like,
Want to join?
want to play? You want to join?
Yeah, don't do that.
Don't do
that. Don't do that.
But I'm like one of my biggest fears right now. I feel like I'm so afraid that the Barbie movie is going to be bad. I'm like actually petrified that this is gonna happen.
So is Nolan.
I'm like actually
all
don't
my
care
hopes
either
and
way.
dreams are riding in this movie.
I know. I'm actually I don't know how to say anything other than I'm scared it's gonna be bad.
I love the Barbies. I love Barbies.
Barbie's good.
Barbie, yes.
And on that note, I think we have to end the podcast.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. How long has it been?
Maybe like
I don't know. Maybe.
It's like
This might be the longest podcast of all time.
And
Sorry, I
that's
can't-
And that's okay.
No.
That's okay.
I keep,
'Cause
I'm just have to move.
You're
No,
you're not the
I've
first
literally
one.
been kicking this microphone the whole time. So sorry if my audio quality is super bad because of that.
I feel like I'm gonna. Sorry, just one last.
Okay, yeah,
thing.
go ahead.
I feel like I'm gonna watch this back, and I'm just gonna ick myself out so bad and make you.
That's what I
delete
do
all of
every
it.
single time I
Like,
look at my podcast.
Some of the things I'm saying, I'm like, oh yeah, that makes so much sense. And then when I watch it back, I'm gonna be like, oh my god.
Do you want me to send?
Anyway,
Well,
shut up, Faith.
Shut up, Faith.
Shut up, Faith.
Oh.
Anyway, shut up, babe.
Yeah, shut up, Faith.
Anyway, shout out and shut up, Faith. no, shout out Faith. Shout out me.
They won't because you are the most intellectual conversation we've had.
This is kind of the most
podcast.
intellectual.
Really?
Yep.
Dude, you should.
Now I feel like we gotta do it again,
No,
and I
you
gotta just make.
You have
stupid
to see our other podcast. It is a nightmare.
This podcast makes us look good.
Yeah.
Nice.
Anyways, thank you all for listening,
No,
watching.
Thanks, Faith.
Takes the microphone.
Thanks,
away.
Faith, for being on the pod.
Thank you.
Thanks for all your everything you had to say.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Thank you.
Thanks for giving us some content.
Thank you.
Thank you guys so much for letting me on your podcast, and hopefully I didn't talk too much and I wasn't annoying, because those are my biggest fears.
Not at
Of
all.
course not.
That's also my biggest fears.
Losers.
Anyways, we also need to get the clothes out of the laundry, but we can talk about that later. Because I really want to try on those
I
shorts.
want to wear my shorts too.
Welcome to. I hope you enjoyed Skelevision, the new podcast name. Yeah.
This is what I'll leave you with. Peace out, Girl Scout.
Bye bye.